Christmas was supposed to be a season of warmth, forgiveness, and glowing lights. But the village of Frostrick learned too late that some traditions should never be revived. Because on the night the bells rang by themselves and the snow fell upward like it was fleeing the earth, something ancient woke beneath the frozen chapel. Something that remembered every prayer it was denied and every sin it was fed. And I know this because I was there, standing alone on Hollow Pine Road with my breath freezing in mid-air, watching the shadow of Santa Claus drag a screaming man into the woods where no birds sang and no footprints ever returned. Frostwick was a quiet place, forgotten by maps and avoided by travelers. A village where Christmas decorations stayed up year-round because the people believed taking them down would invite bad luck. And every December, the elders warned us children never to go outside after midnight on Christmas Eve, never to answer knocks after the final carol, and never to look directly at Santa if we saw him before dawn. But warnings fade when curiosity grows, and when the snowstorm trapped me in town after my car died on the outskirts. I thought their superstitions were nothing more than folklore meant to scare tourists. That changed when the church bells rang 13 times instead of 12, when the power died all at once, and when the old radio in my motel room crackled to life on its own and whispered my name in a voice that sounded like static choking on blood. I stepped outside because something was calling me, pulling me through the cold with invisible hands, and that's when I saw him tall, impossibly tall, dressed in red, that was too dark to be cloth, his beard matted with ice, and something darker dragging a sack that twitched and screamed like it was filled with living things. His boots didn't crunch the snow, they sank into it like the ground was swallowing him. And when he turned his head toward me, I realized his face wasn't human at all, but a cracked porcelain mask stitched together with black wire, eyes glowing like dying embers behind hollow sockets. The elders had told the truth. This was not Santa Claus, but Saint Nicholas, the Punisher. An ancient spirit Frostwick had bound centuries ago by offering him something far worse than cookies and milk. Because long ago the villagers believed naughty children deserved more than coal. They deserved cleansing, and every Christmas Eve they gave him names, faces, and eventually souls. The chapel beneath the ice wasn't holy ground. It was a prison, and the bells were not calling the faithful, they were counting the dead. I followed him despite my terror, because something inside me knew if I didn't, I would be next. And the woods swallowed the moonlight as I watched him open his sack and pull out the missing people of Frostwick adults. Children, even the priest alive, but frozen. Their mouths sewn shut with candy cane striped thread, eyes wide with regret as he judged them one by one, whispering their sins in a voice that echoed like breaking ice. And when he found a soul unworthy, he snapped their spine like a twig and added them back into the sack where their screams joined the others. I ran when his head turned toward me again, but the snow twisted the path, the trees bent inward, and suddenly I was back at the chapel, the ice cracking open as the ground revealed a stairway leading down into darkness, the bells ringing louder with every step I took against my will, until I saw the altar below covered in toys made from bones, wreaths woven from hair, and a massive book bound in human skin titled The List, and when I opened it, my name was already written there in red, dated for tonight. The spirit emerged behind me, taller than ever, removing his mask to reveal a face stitched together from dozens of others, each one screaming silently. And he told me Frostrick needed a new keeper, someone to ring the bells, someone to remember, because belief keeps him alive and fear feeds the snow. And when morning came, the storm ended, the village was gone, the chapel sealed beneath untouched ice, and I was found alone on the road, muttering carols backward with blood on my hands and a bell rope burned into my palms. And now every Christmas Eve, no matter where I hide, the bells ring, the snow rises, and if you hear knocking after midnight, don't answer, because Santa Claus is real and he knows your name.